Thanks for coming on. And the first question I got for you is about your playing days, over at DePaul. How was the whole experience playing for the Blue Demons?
It was fun. I had an opportunity to play with some really good players, and Quentin Richardson, Bobby Simmons, Stephen Hunter, Paul McPherson, all guys who had the opportunity to play at the next level. So it was a great experience, made some lifelong friends. So I really enjoyed my time in Chicago.
Coming out of high school, were you heavily recruited or like what kind of schools were looking at you?
I had some good schools. I had pretty much a lot of the Big East, being a Jersey City guy. I think I got some SEC, ACC schools. My good friend Brian Kennedy, who family runs Hoop Group, position with his uncle Pat Kennedy, and Brian was someone I grew close to over the years, playing at camps throughout the summer. He was a family friend, and so when he got into the college space, it was an easy decision because I trusted him.
Cool. Yeah, no, makes sense. I see you made the tourney in the NCAA tournament in 2001. How was that? Kind of talk about how you guys got there.
No, it was fun, man. The Conference USA was pretty much the current Big East with, obviously we had Louisville, we had Memphis, we had Cincinnati with Coach Huggs. It was a brutal league. So it was competitive, but the tournament experience was fun because, obviously you put a lot of time and energy and effort into trying to win.
For sure.
And obviously to have an opportunity to play in that tournament, something that we all dream about to do and to be able to see it happen was special.
Who did you guys play in the tournament?
Kansas.
Kansas. And were you at large or did you win your conference tournament?
At large.
Okay, nice. All right, so great career there. Had a blast. What did you do that first year? I always ask coaches, what'd you do that first year after graduating college? Did you know you wanted to coach like right away?
No, I took a scenic route into coaching. I got into the financial space. Was intrigued by it my senior year of college. I took some business courses and I got in at Morgan Stanley. Did that soon after college. Wanted to experience something away from basketball. So I did that and had a blast doing it. Did it for a couple of years and then decided to transition back to basketball. I became a high school coach in Illinois. And then from there, I got into the college space.
What school in Illinois? I'm from Wisconsin, so I'm a Midwest guy.
Marmion Academy, military school right outside of Aurora.
Okay. So you did that, and then I see, was your first job at Towson?
Yes.
Were they D1 then too? Because it said Towson State. Okay.
They were in the Colonial with VCU, George Mason, VCU, Old Dominion, Hofstra. There were some really, really good teams in that league. Obviously, George Mason going on to the Final Four at some point. So, yeah, it was a really competitive league.
In your first role, assistant coach, or did you do operations or anything?
Oh, straight in as an assistant. So I got on the job training from day one, coming in from being a high school coach. So it was a really good experience for me. Learned a lot about the business, about obviously trying to make that transition. So it was fun.
So you said you went from high school coach to a D1 college coach. Did you have obviously you played high level D1 ball, but did you have good connections to help you get that job, or were you kind of like marketing yourself? I'm kind of curious.
No, it was just connection. My college coach Pat Kennedy took the Towson job, so he was there a couple of years, maybe 2 years or so. And so when he had a opening on staff, he called and wanted to see if I was interested.
Okay, cool. So then where'd you go after Towson?
Manhattan with Steve Masiello. Was there for a year. Had a really good year. I think we had the largest turnaround in college D1 that year. And then from there, I went to UF.
Okay, so that's kind of what I want to ask you about. So what years were you at Florida?
2011, 12 to 2015. So Billy left to the OKC job.
Okay, so you were with until you said. Okay, so you coached like Scotty Wilbekin and Chioza.
Correct.
How was it just working with those guys? Those are pretty high-level point guards in D1.
Good. Good. Scotty was there when I got there. I coached him for 2 years. He was a tough kid, man. He's in Europe having an unbelievable career.
Right.
Tough, play both ends of the floor, really smart, fierce competitor. When recruiting Chris out of Memphis, saw a lot of like his upside. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he had unbelievable feel how to play, high IQ, was really good in pick and roll, got better offensively. But in high school, he was a scorer who could do a little bit of everything. So I'm not surprised he's having an opportunity to play in the NBA.
No doubt. Yeah. So obviously SEC battles. Kind of talk about some games that stick out to you on staff at Florida, just as far as great atmospheres or just ones that you remember.
Anytime playing at Rupp Arena is special. You know, competing versus those guys was unbelievable. They
Mm-hmm.
had my time there. They had, obviously Coach Cal had it going, so the talent level was really high.
Yeah.
Uh, Missouri had it going. Tough place to play. Um, Bruce Pearl had an unbelievable run down there. He was starting to get that going.
Yeah.
So the league was very, very, very tough, man. Every night was high level talent. You know, you playing
Mm-hmm.
against pros constantly, so it was fun.
No doubt. Yeah, that's cool. Um, okay, so you get to Tempe. What year was your first year on staff at ASU?
I want to say 2015, 16.
Okay.
Uh, Coach Hurley got here. Yeah, so 2015, 16 was our first year. Um, had a good team, but anytime you take over for a previous coach who was fired, there's some learning curves, there's some adjustments.
Right.
Uh, you're trying to do things your way. So, but it was a good experience. Had a really good group of guys. So I was happy with the team we had, and it took some time to get it to how coach wanted it, but we had some good dudes to start.
Mm-hmm. And obviously now you guys are you know looking really good. How's practice been so far with the new guys and returners?
It's good. Still learning. This pandemic really, obviously took any off season, any fall. I mean, spring. So
Mm-hmm.
guys are really starting to learn each other, understand habits. The freshmen come in with a lot of talent, but they're still freshmen, so they're learning how to play at this level, how to be consistent at this level,
Yeah.
what a typical day looks like. But the group is a connected group, so which is good. So we just got to continue to put in the work.
Mm-hmm. And I watch you guys on TV. The last couple of years that you've been there, and you guys get that place rocking. What are some games in that arena? Obviously Arizona, but what games do you remember? From the previous years that were really awesome.
Kansas at home, they were number one in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Any Oregon was always competitive, great environment. Um, the LA schools, good environment. All the top schools in the league,
Uh-huh.
the fan base really show out and make it really difficult to try to get a win here for the opponents. So, but anytime you play Arizona at home, it's going to be packed, standing room only, and it's going
Right.
to be highly contested.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, you guys got Remy Martin coming back, right? Is this
Yeah.
senior year?
Yes.
Yeah, he's I've seen him get some preseason awards and stuff, so he's gearing up for a big year.
Yeah, he's got his mind right.
Uh-huh.
He has an opportunity to do some things here that has never been done. So this team is a lot. It's going to ride on how he goes and how
Mm-hmm.
you implement the new guys because we got some young talent, but we also got Alonzo Verge, Kamani Lawrence. All of these guys have been through the wars, so
Yeah.
it's an exciting time. But we're still a work in progress.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about, two of the guys that I know you guys have now, Luther Muhammad from Ohio State, and then obviously Josh Christopher. Are those guys? How are those guys looking early?
Josh is looking good. He's still, as I said about the freshman, this is just an adjustment in regards
Yeah.
to playing both sides of the ball. But his talent level is there, his IQ is there, and more importantly, his attention to detail is getting better.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and Luther right now, he's going to sit out the year, so we're
Okay.
slowly bringing him back into the fold. But both of those guys are excited to be here. But Josh, like I said, is steadily getting better every day, which is scary.
Mm-hmm. For sure. All right, a couple more questions for you. I always ask, I like to ask coaches about, um, like grassroots basketball and stuff. Obviously, you're always out recruiting on the trail. How do you feel about like the way AAU is set up these days with like, all the circuits and, all the attention it gets these days?
Well, I mean, I love the opportunity that it gives, young kids to get exposure.
Uh-huh.
Do I like all these events? No, because I have to travel across the country to go see them. But
Right.
anything that gives young kids an opportunity to go out and compete against the best players in the country, I'm all for it.
Mhm.
Like any other thing, there's things that you can improve on, things that you can make some adjustments. But I like the fact that these guys are going to different parts of the country that they normally wouldn't have an opportunity to go see or want to go see
Mhm.
just to play a game of basketball, and I'm all for that.
Yeah. And one more question about that. Like, how have you seen it change? Like I've read a bunch of stuff about you, and you're obviously one of the, best guys in the game. How have you seen like recruiting, like how you get it done, like where you go, has it changed a lot over the years that you've been in the game?
Yeah, I mean it's more events,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but from a recruiting standpoint, you got to get in a lot earlier
Mm-hmm.
and cultivate relationships a little bit
Yeah.
more than you did years prior because it's such a competitive sport right now where everyone's out recruiting and it's a 24-hour job.
Uh-huh.
It's no longer, rarely can you get in late and get a really good prospect. And so, but the game is always going to evolve, and especially with technology,
Yeah,
you
no
know,
doubt.
constant texting and the FaceTimes and now the Zoom thing. Since the pandemic started, it's a
Mm-hmm.
new wave. So you just got to be ahead of the game. But at the end of the day, you still got to work, and you still got to, put in that hard day's work of being organized and making your calls and trying to be ahead of the game in regards to
Mm-hmm.
knowing who's the next best player that's coming out.
Yeah, for sure. So your head coach, Bobby Hurley, how is it working for him? I mean, anytime I watch your guys' games on TV, you get a bunch of information about him and just, how much of a driven guy, great guy he is.
It's phenomenal. Our relationship supersedes coaching. So it's phenomenal, man. He shows you what passion and dedication looks like constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And so our guys really gravitate towards that. They'll run through a wall for him because he's gonna give you everything that he has.
Right.
And so that's something that obviously he pours into our guys, and to see it as a coach, as a colleague, is an unbelievable chance to see what greatness looks like on a day-to-day basis.
For sure. Yeah. All right. So obviously you guys, you're in Adidas school. They take care of you. How's the gear over there looking?
We get a fair amount. I mean, I'm pretty sure, every school is different depending
Right.
on who you are in a pecking order. But, Adidas and those guys really do a good job of outfitting our guys and keeping them, especially the lifestyle gear. They've done a phenomenal job with that. Our
Yeah.
guys like the lifestyle gear. So we're happy. Kids are happy, and that's the most important thing.
So you got all those Ultra Boosts, the custom ones?
I got a couple.
Got a couple. Yeah, we're the
Yeah.
we're the same colorway as you guys, so I'm always thinking like, should I get this pair and then just rip off the ASU tag?
Yeah, you could do that. You could do
I,
that. Or you could cross brand it. You don't have to be just one brand loyal. Come on.
yeah, rock
Yeah,
ASU on
yeah,
window.
yeah. Why not?
Oh man,
Why not?
that's awesome. So is it just Arizona? Is it just always hot out there, man? Like, how do you like that?
It's great, man. Like anything else, like, summer is really brutal. I mean, it can get to 110, 117 I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But from now until about March, best place to live.
Yeah.
Like I probably wear a sweater all year round. I
Okay.
mean, from that time frame.
It's
So
a little
it's
cool.
cool. But we tell our guys we don't play outside anyway, so don't worry
Right.
about the heat.
No,
If it's
no
too
doubt.
hot, stay indoors.
Yeah, get that working in the gym. All right, coach. That's all I got for you, man. Thanks for taking a little time to answer my questions.
All right, brother. Be good. If you ever need anything, give me a call.
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
right.